having like, I guess, a bit of an existential crisis.
That goes without saying, because I'll still be there.
Yeah,
if you don't ask, I will still be there in the bushes.
Yes.
In my little bush costume.
In my little bush costume.
Oh, you'll be bush costume.
I will be Artie.
Yeah,
with the Nike shoes.
Yes. Oh my god, but
What else?
their outfits were actually phenomenal. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, Ash.
Yeah, I am a smart mouth. How do you think I wonder where I am, who I am by now? Just another minute till we sisters sign off. So if you're not with it, wave bye bye bye. Hit me up, you're gonna have a real bad time.
Today we have a fun little introduction. We have my little baby co-host. This is Bunny Lugosi, my goth icon, my mom, my younger mom. So
I don't think that really wait, does that still make me a MILF or not? I feel like MILF isn't really age restricted now, right? Because there's really some hot moms out there.
There really is. I have a friend out here who does porn and is designated as a MILF. And I'm like, you don't have a kid.
See, but I feel like
what makes you a
mind
MILF?
though now, right? MILF is kind of
It's just a way of being. This is super exciting. While I'm good at talking, I'm only good at talking to myself.
I feel like that's really relatable. The talking to yourself in the shower to being really good at talking to yourself alone pipeline.
Wait, also Chody. This is our mascot.
Chody, little Chode.
My little Chody. We're gonna put him right here. He likes the back door. I can't wait until we do our love and sex episode.
Oh my god, that's gonna be so funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be so funny.
Well, it's gonna be new age. What is his name? Who is that really raunchy guy?
The only person that I'm thinking of right now is just Ron Jeremy.
I didn't specify what kind of raunchy, so I can't even get. Because Ron Jeremy would be the photo that I put next to the word raunchy in the dictionary.
Yeah.
A little bit. Howard Stern.
Oh my god.
He definitely interviewed Ron Jeremy.
Oh, you know he did.
Multiple times.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so we're going to do a brief kind of get to know each other, even though we've known each other for clearly millennia. Who were you in your last life? Just go full deep with it. Tell me a little bit about you. How long have you lived in Vegas?
In Vegas, collectively, I have lived here for about 5 years in total, half a decade, and I'm ready to get the fuck out. In fact, I am so ready to get off of this little space rock.
You know what? I had a run-in with that yesterday where I was like, I'm excited to meet death again, me and them being old friends. And people were like, don't kill yourself. And I think that statement also had the same vibe. Where it's I'm ready to get off this space rock.
I'm ready.
How do you get off the space rock?
I feel okay, and I know this is so crazy to say, but I feel with as many weird UFO cults that there were, what if one of them was real and they're just chilling? They're just living their best life somewhere in the universe.
Oh, the ones. There was that one during the 90s.
Yeah,
with the Nike shoes.
Yes. Oh my god, but their outfits were actually phenomenal. The shoes, I don't care. I don't care how much they are. I want a pair.
What crazy accidental marketing for Nike.
Right.
Their website is still up.
Is it?
Uh-huh. For the people who did not get on the first round of the spaceship.
Wait, there's going to be another?
Yeah, because the spaceship comes behind Halley's Comet. I recently did a deep dive into that. God. I went down a pathway where I was I'm going to just deep dive a bunch of stuff. And I was actually talking to Dan, who runs this whole shididdy. I don't even know that that's a word, but it is now. We were just talking about cult leaders and stuff because I'm gonna be one.
Of course. Oh my god. Okay. One of the craziest things that actually happened to me recently, in the past year, and I'm kind of disappointed.
Did you have a cult that you just
I got invited to one. And you know what they say when you actually get invited into a cult and you know who the leader is? They are right. They are correct. Because, okay, I don't know if it was because he had a multicolored coat on and, that was very beautiful and dramatic. But the way this man was carrying himself,
The
I was
charisma.
like, you are a fucking cult leader. And then he's like, you should join us for temple on Friday. Here's the card. And I was like,
for temple. Come join us for temple in front. Oh, the word temple scares. What would I don't know what I'd call. It'd be an hour cult type thing. I'm too scared to be the sole leader of anything.
see,
It's a
I
lot
feel
of
like
responsibility.
no, right? It's a lot of responsibility.
I don't want to turn blue.
Oh my god.
And then all my little cults start their own little cults.
They were really like, so what do we do now?
Bro, I think they culted her back.
Amy Carlson.
Amy Carlson. Yeah, they like.
She worked at a McDonald's and was
She
like, I'm
wanted-
gonna be a cult leader.
She wanted to go to the hospital and they didn't let her.
They killed her.
That's fucking so crazy.
And then we're like, what do we do now? Like, we just thought her body was gonna
Let's
evaporate.
just put her in a
Like,
bathtub with these Christmas lights. They're impossible to recruit.
yeah. But see, I wish I would.
You're like, just for the story of
Like,
it.
they're, yes.
If there's one thing you're gonna do before you leave Vegas, we should both join a cult.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's Utah. Utah's right there. Utah's
I
just
don't
right
want to be
there.
Mormon though. Not that cult.
No.
Not that
Not that one. No.
Listen, I was already part of the Catholic cult. That was creepy. Very guilt-based.
Yes.
So you've lived in Vegas for 5 years. We've both had very intense. I'm trying to be nice, and I can't.
Vegas is an interesting melting pot of a lot of different big personalities.
That were rejected by their own individual cities.
Yes.
Let's talk about our signs. What do you do?
Ooh, okay, I'm an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius sun, Aries moon.
I'm a Leo sun, which is why we're like this.
But see, I think that it's great though, because like
Aquarius
You
men
take the-
suck though. They have the god
Whoa.
complex.
they
Aquarius
do.
women.
They do.
So how old were you when you got into astrology? Like, have you always been in the more spiritual?
I've always been like into like the more spiritual things.
Esoteric.
Ooh.
Sorry, I hate when men describe themselves as that, but I love
Aren't you so
describing women.
esoteric?
I've heard
Um,
so many dudes call themselves that here, and I'm like,
It's oh my god, the fake
Red
spirituality
flag.
out here too is insane. Like, baby,
well, because all the boys want to be cult leaders here.
God, they do.
But I'm like, you
don't
don't
have so
have
much substance that
you
like
don't have charisma.
no, there is none.
You don't have two brain cells to rub together to start a fire.
God.
Chad, go.
Not
go.
Chad.
Not Chad.
Chad.
Chad, Chuck.
Wait, wasn't
It's just gonna start naming names.
fan the fire. Fan the fire.
You like start shit.
Fan the fire.
Soon. Once they can't run away from it.
Oh my god, accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Men running away from accountability.
Otherwise, it just seems like I'm being a bitch, which is not something I am.
See, but I feel like okay,
Does
bitch
that
can be
make sense?
described as so many different things, but when is it really a bad thing anymore?
That's true.
Like I feel like it's a term of endearment now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the best way possible.
Well, it's definitely a term of endearment, and I like it because it still insults men. It's the only people it insults anymore. You call
Yeah.
a guy a bitch, and they're like, "Well,"
They'll get so mad. They'll get so mad for what reason?
like, "Oh, isn't that the word you used for me though?"
Accountability. Who?
Accountability. Who? I am cracker disguised. You know, I have a really mayo toned appearance.
Not the mayo.
Not the mayo.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! What are some of the other things I've heard?
God.
Crackerette. I'm a crackerette. I don't know. I love crackers, like actual crackers. And so when people call me that, I literally just think of the food, and I'm like, salted or
no,
not?
right? Salted or not? Like it does not matter.
Can I be an oyster cracker? I like
On a
drinking-
tier ranking of crackers, okay, oyster are some of the best.
They're also just like
they're addictive.
They're-
I will go through a whole bag.
A
in one
whole-
sitting,
like it's like popcorn for me. I'll like split them apart with my teeth.
and then you let them melt.
I had a bag of communion wafers at the beginning of the year that then got stolen with my phones, which is such
Oh my god.
like fuck you, Christ is coming for your body. Back up to the cracker. I don't know. Communion wafers are delicious. People just I don't know. Where is your family from? Like what?
Everywhere. Long story, everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I was actually adopted.
How old
I
were
was
you when you were adopted?
a baby. Like I was.
You were like
yeah,
an infant adoption.
yeah.
Okay.
So as soon as my mom actually found out she was pregnant with me, was when
She
was
started
like,
an adoption
Mhm.
process.
So my mom's actually, she was born in Korea, but she's also an adoptee as well. And then my dad We go all the way back to Nigeria and basically all over West Africa. But I most recently did find out about a lot of my family history. Oh my God, honestly, being in such a big family, going from a very small family where you only had like one aunt if you're lucky and like
is this the
cousins.
White people family? Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
My friends are like,
white families are so
small. They are. I was a Sicilian, which is white. If you are Italian, you're white.
See, and I feel like that's
sorry, I just wanted to clarify that.
I feel like a lot of people get angry about that, and I'm like, but it's I don't.
No, you're white now. I understand that it used to be like no Irish, no Italians, no blacks, no dogs. I understand that. I know that. Guess who's not on those signs anymore? You are white.
See, and I feel like a lot of people get mad at Korean culture for thinking of it as the same, because if you're Korean American, you're not looked at the same as you would be if your nationality is Korean.
No, but it's the second language aspect part of it, because most Americans are monolinguistic, but will judge the fuck out of you for having an accent, for being other in any kind of way. And like, yes, you can be a Korean American and they'll be like, oh, like if you're a Korean American boy or girl, you'll be fetishized.
Oh my God, that is.
But you
so
come with
bad.
a Korean accent, they're gonna talk to you like you're stupid. They're gonna be like, why do you
sound like?
Yeah. Or there could be, I'm sure there's K-pop girls out there that are like, I don't even care. I love it. We're gonna go back to Korea.
The K-pop girlies are crazy.
I don't really know a whole lot about K-pop. It's so interesting that you have so many cultures that you can learn about. Yeah, it's beautiful. And you were nomadic, you said, your African heritage.
Yeah. So genetically everywhere. Mostly West Africa, but it's just so different. And I mean, in Nigeria specifically, there's 3 different major groups.
Yeah.
And there's three different main languages. So all of their cultures are a little same, but a little different at the same time.
There is variance. And I've never actually asked you this part. I love this. I'm like, my Scorpio moon gets to interrogate people now. I'm like, ah! Oh, too much came out. Which has been more fun for you to explore, your Korean heritage or discovering like your African heritage, your roots, that part of your family?
Honestly, I feel like my African roots, because Korea is still a very, very, very young country, South Korea specifically. And because of that, not a lot has been translated yet. And because I don't know Korean yet, it's very hard for me to really delve into my culture as fully as I can with my Nigerian side. But because of that, I also do have much, much more of a want and a need and a desire to learn Korean.
It's Cantonese and Korean are listed as like the 2 most difficult languages to learn.
Hard. Yeah, it's really difficult because it's a little confusing for someone to go from like American English to trying to learn something that's so phonetic. And that was definitely the hardest thing for me within trying to learn at first. But luckily, with living in the era that we do, there's just such a spread of information that really makes the ease of accessibility so much more possible.
Yeah. I feel like in like a year, you'll probably be able to like buy glasses and just get Korean books and they'll translate as you
and I feel like that's so cool. Like, did you ever like draw pictures as a kid of like these crazy inventions that you wanted to do?
Yes.
And like now we're really just almost living it.
Yeah, I'm still upset. I think the 60s were probably like really on point for where we should be.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't see capitalism growing a third ball, a second penis, and 7 eyes.
I don't think they did either.
Dudes, just the way kitchen anger is kind of gone, but I carry a lot of resentment around still. And I ignore it. I compartmentalize that shit. I put it in a box and I'm like, shut up. Resentment and jealousy, I'm like, you're low. You're poo-poo emotions. You make no sense. And then I just put them in a box and I'm like, just
there you go.
And then they come out during my cycle, and I am a monster.
Girlhood is
being monstrous. But she was like, try and practice something where it's like, who were you before people started telling you who you were, or how to be, or what to be interested in, what was too much before shame
entered your life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so like, I love that you said that, because I'm a Gemini Mars, and it's the child placement. You get younger as you get older. But I've had such trouble doing that, because I was like, I came out feeling like, still now I think about when I was a kid, and I'm like, I feel like I'm still thinking about like the topics that I thought about then. And I don't mean that as in like I think childishly now. I was thinking about like how small I was in the universe at like 5. Like I remember looking up to the sky and being like, having like, I guess, a bit of an existential crisis. I'm thinking about it, and I've called it a panic attack my whole life, and I'm like, oh no, I experienced my first existential crisis at
a very young age.
Fucking 5, because I was like, all of those or none of those could have other people on them. And I was like,
they could also be members of just, Heaven's Gate. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, we were alive when Halley's Comet went by. We were there when they all got on that spaceship, technically speaking.
But I think that is so interesting.
Like maybe their souls really did depart their bodies.
Maybe they didn't have to maybe they weren't confused in the middle of the Colorado forest.
No, I mean, I feel like that's the most sane you actually know. I'm losing my mind in Santa Fe, so maybe that's not a good example. Those are like the same area. You learn a lot in the desert, though.
I do feel like you do. Because ripping yourself out of your natural environment and then just going to somewhere completely and entirely
it's like a zoo.
Oh, it is. It is.
You just put yourself into captivity.
Oh, it literally is.
Our inner children are like, you can break captivity.
If
we can do it, we can do it here. Oh my God. Adult Disneyland. Of course, this is where you come to here.
Jesus.
So on to like the childhood wonder, I feel like I was thinking about stuff like that, how fast the world was spinning. I'm like, why don't we all just fly off Earth? And then it was like, oh, because Earth is big. And I was like, that's crazy. And now as I get older, I think the stupid things.
See, I feel like I do too. But it's because we didn't.
It's healing. Yeah.
It is.
It's the big healing stuff. I do still feel like I came out a bazillion years old.
Oh.
And I do still feel old. I just choose to be youthful now. But like, the things that brought me the most joy as a kid were like, and you don't really see this happen so much anymore. I would like pick up worms off the sidewalk, and I would have my pocket worms. No, I would take them with me so I could put them to a safer place.
Aw, that's cute.
But now they don't come up out of the ground anymore.
They don't. Where did all the worms go?
Where all the bugs did. Because you don't get windshield bugs anymore either.
Oh God, you don't.
No. Anyway, what did you do? What creepy things did you as a baby goth do? Because I feel like you can see the gothhood immediately.
Okay, what did I do that was... I used to make like some of the weirdest drawings in class, and like people used to like make... Because
weird or scary?
Like scary.
Okay.
It's like the North, when Kim was like, oh, she's just having a little emo moment.
North is
so
Kim's
funny.
karma. I fucking...
Oh my God.
I love that kid. I love that kid.
I definitely was like the weird kid who like took too long on like the weird drawings. You know?
Yeah. You were in your own little world. You just lived in like your own space.
Yeah, my own little space. Like I didn't really like the world that I lived in because growing up in such a small town,
and you were adopted. Your peers were different than you.
Oh yeah, and very different in every single way. I was like, ways. I just know that I'm not supposed to be here. Like I do. I fully knew that.
Where did you grow up? I know that it was the Midwest, but I haven't.
So I grew up in Iowa, 15 minutes away from where Children of the Corn was made.
That's where those good corn-fed boys come from. And I'm like, no,
ma'am.
It's not where good men come from. It's where mama's boys come from, but you're marrying their mom.
Yeah. No. Emotional incest with boys that are really close to their mothers. Boy moms are so fucking insane.
They're weird. The daughter of a boy mom who only wanted a boy and got the boy last. And I love it because even the boy is like,
see, but how do they not all feel like what their mom is doing is weird? Like,
well, because I feel like some benefit from it so much that they're like, okay, my mom is fucking crazy, so my brother does not benefit. he's like, stop paying attention to me. But then also feels like this sense of, and I feel like that's probably a big one, is like this sense of feeling like a debt to your mother because they're your mother.
See, I feel like that's also something that a lot of people feel, but a lot of people don't know how to let go of. And
Yes.
I feel like carrying on to, because I feel like that goes back to shame. I feel like that definitely goes back to the feelings of shame and guilt, because why am I feeling a debt to another person? I have some sort of shame or guilt because of something that they may have done.
Yeah, right? Like I'm sure that there's a lot of differing opinions with this, and we both definitely have a unique experience because of like how we grew up, which was like alienated from adults just in general, or just questioning of the authority in our life.
Yeah.
We don't feel like a sense of debt.
Yeah.
To parents, but it's also like, and I know people are going to disagree with me on this, I don't feel like your kids should feel it like
indebted to you at all.
They didn't ask you to be born.
No, exactly. They didn't.
And I'm spiritual, so I know I've been talking to like a baby soul for like a long ass freaking time, but I would still treat whatever child I have, whether like my spirituality told me that they want to be here or not, they are not to be indebted to me. I am in debt to them. I brought them to this planet. I chose.
Welcome to the shit show. Welcome to the shit show.
Congratulations. Everything's on fire.
Sorry. Africa's splitting in two. There's a fuck ton of tsunamis. We can't even travel on airlines.
The ring of fire is waking up.
Just casually, everything's literally going to shit. The world's ending, but we still gotta pay our taxes this year.
Or you don't. I'm just hoping.
You're telling me if I don't do it correctly that I might go to jail?
You know, if we get hit with a solar flare and the internet goes down, we never have to pay taxes again.
But
like we'll be dead.
Not.
We'll be dead by the time they get everything. We would. Okay, so the last time that we got hit with a solar flare that could affect communications was in the 1800s, like the 1880s, which is probably the last time we were happy. We were like, there's no more radios. Great. Awesome. No one can call me. I feel like we were never supposed to have this because telepathy was supposed to develop.
Okay, can we just talk about how amazing and interesting that spirituality in the 1800s was? So like be so honest.
Oh my God. It was fantastic. And it was so funny because people are like, skepticism existed too though. And I'm like, but that's why the spirituality was so good, because it's like you had people that were like, let me go disprove this. And you could disprove some, but then you couldn't disprove others.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I love this.
Can we just talk
I got banned from this museum.
Why?
Because I walked in and I walked around for a little bit and I was like, there's nothing in here. That's what I do, is I do creepy things. And I'm like, dude, I bet the doll from Twilight is more haunted than this entire museum.
Not the CGI. Not the
Dude,
CGI.
you heard that she's in the Forks Museum and her little socks get dirty.
Yeah,
she moves.
What?
Yeah, that creepy.
That was real.
That creepy ravioli doll. Yeah, it was a real like animatronic.
Oh my
doll.
God! I recently found the weirdest listing on Facebook Marketplace.
What was it?
There are so many ventriloquist dolls. Okay, there are so many ventriloquist dolls on sale for whatever reason all of the time on Facebook Marketplace. But the thing is okay, I was just like,
I guess people, you get it, it's the ADHD hobbyers. They're like, I'm going to use a puppet. And then they never do.
They never do. I recently found like just a fuck ton. Like there was like 5 listed in 1 week. And so finally I was like, okay, let me look at this one, right? I did a deep dive into somebody's life because I was like, okay, this is a lot of like
an estate sale.
Yes. It was her late husband. And he was like a local magician and everything. And he was really, 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 really good at magic. And they're originally from Ohio.
Of course, they're from Ohio. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the doll. It was a doll. Like, look at how scary that thing is. We have to impose the doll. It's the Renesmee doll.
That is so
like look at how fucking scary that thing. It's in the Forks Museum.
It's so creepy. It's like Uncanny Valley times like 50,000.
Well, do you want to know why I hate? Because we,
dude, that thing is so scary. Ew.
I think the thing that bothered me the most about that was like, we had Kirsten Dunst. She played like a 40-year-old woman because I'm a big vampire fan. So I know like all of the lore for the Vampire Chronicles, but she only lived to be like 35 before, because it's illegal to make children vampires for that exact reason.
You know what? That does make sense.
Yeah, you're trapped forever.
I would hate that.
Imagine being a 35-year-old woman and never having been an adult. Because like in my brain now, I'm like, I'd love to be 10. Actually, no, I take that back. I was a weird looking 10-year-old.
See, I feel like when you're a kid, you get away with looking weird, you know?
Oh, I did not.
Wait, what do you what do you mean?
Okay, so all this charisma, the Riz as the kids call it, all this charisma comes from all of the bullying. Because I was like,
I feel like that is a true thing. Like the people that really got bullied, like they're like bullying works, and it's like, no, we just got so traumatized that like we learned how to talk to people.
I minored in abnormal psychology. Like I minored in body language.
I feel like it's something that's really important to hear. Like something that's very, very, very important to know.
Also being autistic, I was like, I clearly have no idea when people are being mean to me. They're super mean to me instead, because that's what kids will do. Like they're not affecting you, they'll keep going and going and going.
Kids are mean.
Kids are huge assholes, and they always go further when you don't react to what they're doing. Like adults love to be like, oh, just act like it doesn't bother you. No, because that bothers them.
Can we just talk about
it
how
bothers
that
them?
in Baku?
Oh my god, but it's funny here. But it's because I've been bullied my entire life.
See, because
people are like, you don't like me, and then they end up being nice to you. Like what that one person did the other night, and I was like, oh, I said I don't want to be a friend to your face.
Oh my god, and see, they don't know how to handle that. They don't. It's like
they're like, you laid out a boundary, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still not unblocking you. You can be nice to me all you fucking want.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit.
Into the dungeon you go.
I know people who go through their like block list to figure out who can go on probation. I'm like, I don't offer probation. The block button is the death penalty.
It is.
Like,
it is. See, and I love the block list because it's like I can just like pretend that you don't exist.
I forget who I blocked.
Yeah.
I'm like, once it's done, because it's not my first method. If you got blocked, you have stepped over multiple boundaries. But kids are super mean, and like, it's something that I noticed being on the trash TV show. I get called a man a lot. I know. I did boy makeup the other day and posted it to my stories, and still I was like, I think for the first time in my life, I don't think I know what people are talking about. I'm like, this whole time I thought like, oh, I'm androgynous. I did boy makeup, and I'm like, now I just feel like I stepped out of a comic book. Like now I just feel like I'm shaded.
Oh my god.
You know, like that's all. I felt like everything was just accentuated, but I'm like, I don't look manly, but like I've been getting that go-to, which is so funny because like I get comparisons to Dua Lipa, but I don't see anyone calling Dua Lipa a man. No. And I'm like, that girl's got broader shoulders than me. I think she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. One of the worst things that ever happened to me with like bullying, I was in 5th grade. At this point,
I feel like it's a bad year. It's like always 5th grade.
4th grade is where it got really bad for me because that's when we moved from New York, like where I went to on Long Island, which was all the kids I've been going to school with since kindergarten.
Oh wow!
I went to Arizona.
Oh god!
Gilbert, like
wait, which school in Gilbert did you go to? Because
Oak Tree Elementary.
Oh.
I went to Oak Tree Elementary. Paige, if you ever see this, I hope you got that rotted out hole in your front tooth fixed. You fucking whore. That was the first time I had ever seen children, literal children, being like, I made out with this guy in a photo booth. We fucked behind a car. I'm like, you're 10. So you're 10 years old.
That's so scary.
Yeah, it was weird. That was a really jarring experience. You know what? That's how I should have known not to move west again. And I didn't. It didn't occur to me because my child brain was like, no one's like that. I remember all of these people because they made my life a living hell for the duration I lived there.
You don't forget about things.
No, you can fan these flames because I don't feel bad about these people. No. I'm like, I hope someone finds out who they were. I don't remember any of their last names. And then there was this boy I had a crush on who was also kind of my bully. His name was Todd.
See,
but then Todd was like nice to me when he read. It was weird.
That's a very 5th grade thing.
I think
like the meanness.
I know what I'm talking about at therapy on Monday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just about to.
I'm like,
I was just about to be like, this Todd. Was that your first experience with somebody doing that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, because the first boy I ever had a crush on was named Jacob. Jacob's gay.
Was he the first boy that was nice?
No, he's just truly the first boy that I was like, you're beautiful, you're smart.
Oh,
he was
so
sweet.
Nice.
No,
nice.
The first boy that ever had a crush on me was named Drew. I don't know. I was autistic and it was first grade and I was like, why do you like, what do you like? Why? I was just like so thrown off by it. And like we used to have to get in single file lines and I'd go to the end of the line and I'd be like, stop liking me. And then I'd go back to like
that is so funny. That is very like elementary school, like first crush vibe.
I was like mad at him for liking me. But then I had a crush, like my first crush, like that I know. There was Brian. Brian was cute, but I think I only liked his haircut.
See, okay, that is so real because like you know that someone is like really a crush.
Yeah, because I don't register him. I didn't register him as a crush then. Now I understand that it was my gender thing, and I wanted to be Brian.
Yeah.
Because I know I had a crush on Jacob. That makes sense. So Jacob, I gave a seashell to. I think it was
the cool rock that I found.
I'm literally the same person. So he's gay now. If that does not say something about like what my type has been lately. See, I like Twinkie boys.
Put a little makeup on. Okay, wait, no, what's that one Party Monster called? It was like there was some glitter on it. Do a twirl.
Now I'm interested because I was bullied because I was the new kid. What did you experience? Because I understand I have a very unique experience through the world because I'm a cracker. And so like it's like white people problem.
Yeah.
I know that my bullying sucked and like the worst that I ever got was some kid pulled my skirt down
on
the playground and was like my skirt actually. I love skirts.
No.
And was like, I wanted to see if you were a boy and I got in trouble.
That's shocking. See, I grew up in a small town, so it was never like anything like that. But I was also, so I'm from such a small town that if I didn't move in high school, that I would have been going to school with the same people that I knew since kindergarten. Because it was a K through 12 in one building.
Oh my God.
But it was very interesting because I grew up in the same town, so I knew everybody's parents.
Yeah.
I knew their families. I knew like everything. So that was something that was very different. And honestly, as to why I thought that, oh, Vegas is bigger. No, it's not.
Vegas is a small town.
It's just a small town.
It's a small town with attractions.
Yeah. So a lot of it, I remember in 6th grade, there were these really, 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 really mean girls.
I was going to say, it's always like a group of like 5 girls.
Yes. And they thought that I liked this guy that like their leader.
Oh my God.
They're always so mean. And for what reason? Like, you don't need to fight over people. You don't need to. As soon as you try to fight over somebody.
I've never understood a man.
Why a man?
Look at her face.
Why a man?
You just glitched. Your face was like, oh. Like, I'll fight over a dog.
Yeah, a dog, I understand.
I'll fight over a pancake before I fight over a fucking man.
Can we just talk about
I will fight you for a fucking ube pancake. You can keep I'm trying not to say the names that I want to right now. Like, don't be personal. Don't make it personal. You can keep Kyle. I want that ube pancake.
Well, the Kyles of the world are kind of...
My first boyfriend's name was Kyle. Absolutely a terrorist. An emotional terrorist. Aries. Fuck them.
But it's so funny that you talk about pancakes because it was a pancake related incident.
Oh my God! Sometimes people are like, you're not psychic. And I'm like, no, I'm not. But that was absolutely, there are times where I'm like, oh, it's the autism. I just have hypervigilance and like pattern recognition. That was absolutely psychic. Please tell me the pancake incident.
So because they thought that I liked the guy that their leader did, it was so ridiculous because they had stacked like 8 different pancakes and like made a huge gigantic mess and spilled like syrup everywhere, and then told the principal and like all the janitors, this is her, she did this, she has to clean it up. And I was like, what is the actual point of this? Like, is this like some weird like humiliation thing? Because
were they all white?
No, surprisingly. The leader, she was native, but all the other girls were white. And I'm just like,
It had to be like a humiliation and shame thing.
100%. Because I literally looked at them and I was like, if you really think I'm gonna clean this up, like, you're fucking crazy. So I didn't clean it up.
This is gonna sound super fucked up. I'm glad I had cancer in high school because you can't bully the fucking cancer kid.
See, that's fucked up though, because
I bullied the people who bullied me though. Oh my god, there was this one girl. Never mind. You gotta finish.
What did they do?
Well, okay, so there was this one girl, Candace. I'm using real names because I don't give a fuck. Candace. But this was in 8th grade. We moved to South Carolina. I've had a weird life. So we moved to South Carolina, Bluffton, South Carolina, when I was in 8th grade. And I went in and I became friends with this girl, Candace. And I think it was because we were like on the same, no, we weren't on the same bus. But I became friends with this girl, Candace. And I'd hang out with her and I'd go to her house, and she had this long distance boyfriend in North Carolina who she'd call and talk to on the phone all the time. And I knew him because I had to be there.
Right.
And listen to their phone conversations.
Well,
yeah, because I realize now I was a prop.
How so? Wait, how so?
I was the prop so she could do the things that she needed her mom to like just be trusting she wasn't doing.
Oh my
I
God.
know now that me as a person with autism, people were like, you just bring Ashe over and plop them in the corner and they'll just be fine.
It's like that one TikTok
like a succulent.
Of like that woman dancing.
Yeah.
And that's just you in the corner.
Yeah. Like I really do. I tell people
like these kids are setting like fires and stuff, and you're just like distracting their parents.
Yeah, they're like, because they're not sitting there wondering like, what's my kid doing? They're like, oh, they're in their room with their friend. But I'm literally like sketching in a corner, and they've been on the phone with this guy for 4 hours, and it didn't even occur to me that was like rude. I'm like, I have friends.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Ashe.
Why is this turning into therapy?
Talk about our trauma.
See, but this is like, I feel like this is what our peers kind of want to know, like, because you feel crazy not talking about this. Mm-hmm. So like, I just kind of like sat and did that, and I feel like that happens to a lot of autistic people. Like, recall to yourself, even as an adult, how many times people have not told you that you were going to be the third wheel, but it didn't occur to you that was always planned for you to be the third wheel. It happens a lot. Yeah, but anyway, Candace, oh my God, I hate that for us. See, but it just means that we're so happy with ourselves.
You have to be.
We're super comfortable with ourselves.
You literally have to go through all the mud and the shit before you can really.
I don't mind third wheeling. Just like, don't be fucking shady about it.
No, because like that's weird.
Yeah, be like, I'm not comfortable.
It makes me feel like you're trying to hide something.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable hanging out with this person alone. Do you mind hanging out with me, even if I don't pay a whole? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Just be honest with me about it. I want you to be safe. I can fiddle on my phone for whatever. I want you to be comfortable. I could let you go out alone on this date, put a fake mustache on, and carry it out around a newspaper with little eye holes.
Exactly.
We could figure out a different way. I don't even have to third wheel. I could just stalk you.
See, but like, that goes without saying, because I'll still be there.
Yeah,
if you don't ask, I will still be there in the bushes.
Yes.
In my little bush costume.
In my little bush costume.
You'll be the bush costume.
I will be Just, we give each other like a
little walkie-talkie and everything. Are those bushes talking? No, what bushes?
Just sound leaf noises. Yeah. So I realized now as an adult, like I was there so she didn't get in trouble, because then her mom wasn't thinking about it. So the thing that ended up like blowing everything up was the phone bill. Her phone, yeah. Okay, so like for younger people listening to this,
after this time,
not even. She was using a landline still. That's how old I am.
She was using a long distance. She was doing oh my God.
And so like this was a landline, wasn't a cell phone. I think cell phones kind of happened 9th grade. They were flip phones.
Oh, I missed.
I had the one that went.
Oh, those were so cool. Weren't those the chocolate ones?
Yeah, the like thin weird ones. It was sick. I wanted a razor though. Those were like the ones.
Razors. All the girls in my high school when I was in elementary, cool, and they were like those older girls were always like. I was like, that's so cool.
Like, I love it. I want that to come back. But she came to my house. Her and her mom with the fucking phone.
Oh no.
She said that I had a secret boyfriend, which that was gonna get me more in trouble than the money part of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was raised.
Religious trauma is real.
It is super real. So I was raised hypocritically Catholic, as most Catholics are. It's just like the brand, I think. But I was not allowed to date till I was 16. Everyone had to be approved. My mom had to meet like friends' parents, and I don't disagree with a lot of this.
Yeah.
I agree with having to meet where your kids are going. I want to know where their parents are. I want to know that the parents are going to be there. There are things that my mom did I respect.
Case with that girl?
Few of them where like that black girl died at the sleepover. Mm-hmm. Then the black girl died at the beach party.
Oh my god! And then the unsolved case of those
the girl in the freezer.
Oh my god, that one too. The mats. There's also the housewives that ended up just killing their friend who was.
Oh my god! Yeah.
And the picture that's right before, you can tell in their body language. It's just so sad.
It's disgusting. But I do agree with her on that. But like this woman coming over and being like, your daughter has a secret long distance boyfriend. And I'm just like looking at Candace and her fucking rodent face. I will actually look at what that was. But I'm like looking at her and her fucking rodent face because they all have those teeth. They're like, you know, where they like slope into each other and like in a little bit. Like I could draw this girl's face from memory because of this moment.
Oh god, I hate that. I hate when something is like burns. So it
is a wrinkle in my brain. Like it formed I'm like, I'm gonna remember this on my fucking deathbed, and I hate that. So before this too, this girl had like kicked a door to try and like fight with my sibling and broke the door and said it was me, and my sister was like, no, it wasn't. Candace kicked the door. But then like Candace, whatever. So then this moment happens. My mom already is like,
she doesn't like her.
No, and now I don't, because I'm getting
she's a liar.
I don't break rules.
No.
I will just avoid the places that put them on me in the first place, or I will fucking follow them. You guys have issues with me doing that now. I'm like, but it says not to, and it's like, there's no cars. Just cross the road. It's okay to cross the road. I don't know this road, but it's okay if I cross it. You know, it's a strange thing that occurred. So her mom and my mom are like fighting. She was like, well, how are we going to take care of this? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, call him. Because I was like, he's not going to fucking lie. She definitely got caught and has not had a chance to call him. So she can't be like, this is the lie that you have to tell my mom. And so I'm like, call. And they did. I was like, his number is there. And I don't know why I was the only one with this fucking logic. A 13-year-old being like called supposed boyfriend and ask him who he's dating. Because it's not me.
Well, because they were thinking more emotionally than logically.
I was still being bullied by boys primarily at my school.
Always boys that bully you at like 13 to 14, and then at 15 they're like, so you know all those things that I said about you? I didn't mean any of them, you know. I just liked you.
I was getting bullied by the boys in my junior high because I don't think I was picking up on the flirting. So then they decided, they were like, oh, she's a fucking retard.
Same thing happened to me. Yeah. One of them has a black wife now. And I'm like, okay.
Sorry, we're going to watch this, and my face just went, I'm like,
no, I was like, oh, that's what was going on.
You were fetishizing me. One guy, that was the first time I experienced like sexual assault, like, inappropriate touching. Some guy like grabbed my butt in the hallway.
Oh, I hate that.
It was like, got a nice firm butt, and I was like, don't touch me. I think I slapped him.
As you should.
I think his name was Andrew. I don't remember. But I don't know where any of those guys are. The only guy I remember, and I do remember his last name. Oh my God, actually my first boyfriend that doesn't ever actually count as a boyfriend because you were in school and you never saw
yeah, of course.
Was also Kyle. Hi, Kyle Looney. He was a sweetie. He was a sweetie. until he made out with the other Ashley. And then later on, I dated the other Ashley.
Bitch, my
I know, it was like a soap opera. We were the Ashleys.
Man, Days of Our Lives too.
Yeah, hi, Ashe. She's also Ashe now. Has a hair salon. Okay.
30, 30, and thriving. Wait, how does it go?
30, flirty, and thriving.
Oh yeah, I just recently. Can we just talk about how hot Mark Ruffalo was though? Like
Was?
honestly, no, you're right. He still is. He still is.
I'm like, did he not get better?
He was our. Oh my God, who's the one from The Last of Us? He was
Pedro
our
Pascal.
He was our very own.
Do you remember that movie he was in with Reese Witherspoon where she was a ghost living in his apartment?
Oh my God.
She was like, get out of my apartment. He was like, ah,
Like, why was that?
It was such a cute movie.
He was such a little cutie. He's still a cutie.
He's still a cutie.
God.
Now he's the nerdy Hulk cutie. I wish he was not with Marvel. I hate Marvel. Unless you guys want to make me like a superhero, then I love you. And I'm not upset at all at you ending an entire universe while I was in the middle of reading like 5 different titles.
Can we just talk about like how it's gone so far that like we talk about it like pre-blip versus like non-pre-blip? Like I don't know what the fuck is going on in that universe. There have been so many goddamn movies. I have not seen one since like 2010 maybe. So like I have a few weeks that I have to kill.
See, I can't watch them because
like
my brain refers to the original source material, and that's not what it is at all. And I'm like, I don't want to get the source material mixed up with the Marvel material. I want to remember the true storyline, the good storyline. Like, I want to remember Dakin and Apocalypse and all of like the big scary guys, and not the guy with the ring.
I don't know what the fuck a Thanos is. Like
A Thanos sounds like a drink, like a nice, refreshing, milky, bubbly beverage. Yeah,
Thanos like weird, like those weird drinks that have like
yogurt.
In them.
Not Ramune.
No,
those are Marvel.
Like, they have like the. Let me see if I can. Because I have been thinking about these for so long because I never got to try these.
Because I will absolutely get some.
Orbit.
Oh no.
Those were fucking weird.
What?
Yeah, those are so weird. Aren't they so strange?
What
were those?
You know what we should do? We should do an episode where we just like try a bunch of like retro snacks.
Ooh, yes.
And stuff like, have you ever had Razzles?
I love Razzles.
Me too. Do you want to know how I found out about them? 13 going on 13.
I love that. I love that.
I was like, I want a candy that's been a gum.
See,
Is my tongue razzle red?
That's such a
so
cute
romantic.
Movie.
Now I want to watch it. Now I have a crush on Mark Ruffalo again.
He's so cute.
And he's so outspoken
He
and intelligent and like.
He is America's sweetheart, truly. Okay, like he is.
Stop my heart. Okay, Orbits they were called with a Z.
Yeah, super strange.
Let's put that on screen too.
Yeah, they have like these little. See, and I don't know if the different colors mean different flavors. I don't know if they explode. I don't know if they're like little boba. I don't know if they're popping boba. I don't know if they're just chewy.
Is it Orbit's drink still made? It was discontinued in 1997. Okay, well, we're not going to be trying it.
Well, unless we get a time travel machine in like the next like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, the drink was discontinued in 1997 due to a lack of customer interest. I wonder the fuck why.
It looks like one of those weird. Okay, do you remember those like bath things too that were like really popular in the 90s? It looks like a bath drink. Like the little things that were like
They were gummy.
pods.
Yeah, they were gummy balls.
What?
Yeah, so I was trying to find that because I'm like, what were they? So they were discontinued after a year.
Wow.
That's how quickly that happened. And I guess it's because if I don't know what little ball is going inside my body, I don't want it to do that. Like, I don't want the balls that I know are balls going inside my body. So it says it's still a bit murky.
Wait, what's murky? The drinks?
What the balls were made out of.
Okay.
Okay, it was a Canadian drink.
Why? See, I would think that Canada has more pride in itself than to.
Canada was the original colonizer, man. They got here before we did. They were like, we'll fight you from Louisiana. So
man, can we just talk about like the Louisiana Purchase? I actually
let's have a conversation about manifest destiny.
Oh my god, and how it's actually possible now because of fucking global warming.
So it says that orbits, it's still a bit murky what the balls were made out of. But the gummy balls were made of a blend of food dye, artificial coloring, and gelatin.
Wait, no, what's the difference between, okay, you know what? I'm not even going to ask what the difference between artificial coloring and food dye is, because as long as I got that good old red 40 in my body, it does not matter.
Yeah, blue number 5.
Oh, God. See, Mambo number 5? No, more like blue number 5.
I don't want to live if I'm not full of that.
No, yeah.
Number 5. It'll
just like Amy Carlson. Just like Amy Carlson.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of I'm Dead. This episode has been brought to you by the late Amy Carlson.
And the blue number 5.
We'll see you next time.
Have a really, really bad time, sir. This shit. Let me up.